Hello, Steve White, TrekWay89 for Steve Arts89. Well, I wasn't really going to talk about this because it's not really the win that Discovery fans think it is or are making it out to be. But apparently, allegedly, Star Trek Discovery Season 5 has made it into the Nielsen Top 10 streaming charts. Now, they scraped in at top 10, number 10, with 257 million minutes watched. Now, what they neglect to remind people of, which is kind of cheating, is they premiered 2 episodes that week. So if you split those numbers in half, it's really only about 130 million minutes watched per episode, which wouldn't get it in either one of those episodes into the top 10 charts. So it's not going to be there next week. This doesn't mean all of a sudden that Star Trek Discovery has enough views to keep the show, get the show into the top 10 or keep it in the top 10 on a weekly basis. It's just not. So that's number one. Number two, how do they calculate this exactly? Because I've heard different versions of this, and there are different charts, but some people are saying that they actually count the whole series views for the week, not just the ones from the new episodes. And when you look at the charts, most of these shows only have 8 episodes. One has 6, one has 16, but most of them have 8 episodes, so it's probably all first season shows. Discovery has 58 episodes. So when you split those minutes into 50 minutes per episode average, and then you split that, 58, you get about 88,000 views per show, which is not a lot. So either way, whether it's the actual episodes just viewed, released in that week, or whether it's the whole series, it's not impressive. And like I said, I can't get any clarification on that, exactly how they do it and so forth. But the other factor is, let's just be real, a big percentage of the people watching the show are haters. The people who hate watching it, the people who are watching it to do critiques and criticism and YouTube videos, people like Doomcock and Nitpicking Nerd and Nerdrotic, all those people watch this show, because they have to for their job. They don't actually watch it. Like, the amount of people actually watching the show just because they like it is not 100% of those views. We know that. I mean, I'm one of those people, and have been the whole time. But I think what happened with Star Trek Discovery, because, they're acting like it's only in the Nielsen for the first time because Paramount Plus didn't report their views, or Nielsen didn't report Paramount Plus's news until like this year. But Netflix, they didn't release the numbers, but they had their own top 10. And Discovery never made it into the top 10, as far as I know. And that's why they got rid of the show as soon as they could. That's why Paramount Plus cancelled the show, because it just doesn't have enough views. If it had enough views, if there are enough fans watching it on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, the show would still be going. The producers wanted to make the show. They wanted to do a 6th and 7th season, but they cancelled the show because it wasn't doing well enough, just like they cancelled Prodigy because it wasn't doing well enough and got rid of Prodigy. And there's just no way around that. And I think what happened with the show, though, is the first couple of years people were really upset about it, and there were a lot of hate views, a lot of people watching it, and they kind of lost interest once they realised that they weren't going to cancel the show no matter how good or bad it was, or how well it did within the ratings, because they were making the show for content for Paramount Plus, for CBS All Access and then Paramount Plus, and their whole idea then was just to make the content and then they'll come, basically, and that really didn't work for streaming. So they didn't think it was going anywhere, and also it wasn't getting any better. Even like the idea of setting it in this era that hadn't been shown in Star Trek was so they'd be free of canon, so they could have new adventures, but then they just kept dragging up old stuff, rewriting it and ruining it and upsetting fans. And then they moved it to a whole other century, and they still did the same thing. They still, went back to old races and pulled on old episodes and stuff. And people just realised it's not going away, it's not getting any better, and they just lost interest. They stopped. The hatred, I think, faded a bit as well, because they just lost the energy for it. But now, when it was announced they were cancelling the show and that they had to reshoot the ending to make it a series final, not just a season final, I think it got a little bit of interest back, not because people want to watch it because they enjoy it and they have good memories, but they want to see how it ends, they want to make sure it ends, they want to see how it goes out and how they do it. And again, a lot of these people are haters who are hate viewing it, or viewing it because they have to for their work, because they have to criticise it or do reviews. So no matter how you look at this, the show is not a hit. It doesn't have enough views to justify its existence. No matter how, even if the percentage of haters is low, I don't think it is. I think it's quite high. It still isn't enough just in pure numbers, because those people, they don't distinguish if you're watching it because you're a fan. They just know if you've viewed it or not. Even me, I get counted as a fan of Star Trek Discovery because my viewers counted. So when I watch it, and always has, and it's the same with other people who hate viewed it. So yeah, it's just not the win they're acting like it is. So I just had to comment on that. Yep, I think that's it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah, it's not the win they think it is, or they're making it out to be. And I just had to point it out because it just annoyed me the way they were playing it out and acting like it was, wow, suddenly it's a hit. It's on the Nielsen charts. I'm like, no, not really. I'm going to go. Bye.